Oh my goodness, is today going to absolutely blow your mind. Guys, we're in DDG39, pulling up on DDG40, which we're about to show you in a second. I just gotta let you know, as of this video right now being live, we are at the end of DDG39, which is the big turbo 68mm High Country Duramax and $30,000 cash in for the next 3 days. You have not only a chance to enter for this truck, but also this insane setup right here next to me. I gotta park the truck and I cannot wait to show you guys around this thing. You know what, better yet, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, take a look at DDG40, AKA Ghost, that now you have a chance to win along with DDG39 for the next 3 days. All right, so you know that my fancy is being extra tickled right now as a true Duramax enthusiast. Guys, I love all the diesels. We've given away so many different variations, trim levels, and specs, but nothing tickles my fancy more than not one sick Duramax being given away, but two at the same time. All right, we gotta drop the hoodie because this entire giveaway, guys, brings entirely too much heat, and the fact that the sun is shining bright on this absolutely gorgeous day where we get to talk about that setup right there. I'm gonna take you guys through everything with that 2024 Denali HD Ultimate and the Keystone Raptor 415 to follow today in the video. And I'll tell you what, there are some absolutely amazing features on that truck that you are not going to want to miss. Now, I just want to recap for you guys real quick. We are coming to the end of DDG39, so there's only 3 days left for this truck before it disappears forever. There's an entire walk around video that you can check out to see every single detail on this thing that I'll link right here for you to go check out if you want. But just in recap to summarize, it's a High Country Duramax, comes with $30,000 cash. It's on 24x14s. It's got 33-inch Fury tires, Fox 2.0 shocks, and it's on a Cognito 4 to 6 inch lift. It is wrapped satin red with gloss black accents. And the best feature of all, it has a 68mm turbo that makes absolutely heavenly sounds. Now we're bringing in what we've coined this entire setup as Ghost. Yes, this thing goes extremely hard in so many ways, it's almost scary. This truck is a 2024 Denali Ultimate. It is fully loaded. It's attached to a Keystone 415 and it comes with $50,000 in cash. And right now, for the next 3 days, or technically less than 3 days as of this video going live, you have a chance to win both of these trucks with the same entry. Opportunities like this don't last a lifetime, so you're not gonna wanna miss your chance to enter for both by clicking that link below and getting yourself entered. Now in this video, we are going to walk through the entire truck, the entire trailer, and show you guys all of the nuances of the entire setup that is currently up for grabs. I'll kick off this video by saying that I'm ultimately very biased. And I meant to say that ironically with all the pun intended because I happen to drive a 2024 Denali HD 2500 single wheel Ultimate that happens to be pearl white and happens to follow a similar color scheme to that truck right there. So naturally my heartstrings are melting over this setup. Driving a Denali Ultimate is a pinnacle experience, and not to discount any of the other amazing top trim trucks that have been given away, but there's just something that hits different about the Denali GMC Duramax platform. All right, guys, so we're gonna start from the details from the factory. So for those of you that don't know, the Denali Ultimate is a variation that's a little bit of a higher trim than that of your standard Denali. GMC decided to differentiate the two by offering exclusive options that only came on the Ultimate versus the non-Ultimate Denali. And that includes some exterior amenities as well as an interior that is extremely handsome in so many different ways. So from the factory, this truck actually comes with Vader Chrome on the front grille, comes with Vader Chrome here on the bumper insert, as well as Vader Chrome right here in the bumper canards. All right, guys, so as per usual, this thing's got a ton of sensory driving. So you're gonna get feedback from the front bumper, from the back bumper, as well as from the mirrors. Now, these trucks also come equipped with so many different perspectives. For instance, there's a camera right here. There's a camera with multiple angles and lenses right there. There's 2 cameras up there. And there's 2 cameras back here to make navigating these extremely wide hips just a little bit easier. Now, also a cool thing to mention about the Ultimate is from the factory, you actually get the ability to have this built-in kicker tailgating speaker system that comes with Bluetooth connectivity and is fully waterproof, so you can elevate your tailgate experience to an entirely new level. Truck's also got factory spray and bed liner, of course, and an 8-foot bed on this big old land yacht that we call Ghost. Now, the truck is white, but it's actually pearl white. It's a white pearl tri-coat, and it's such a great color in so many different ways because when the sun hits it, you can actually see some flakes of gold and silver in the paint itself. It's a chef's kiss.
So good.
Now, you also have all of the other gizmos and gadgets such as LED lighting, dual projector for high beam and low beam, switchback turn signals, factory mounted cab lights, and even projectors for the fog lights. Now, we are not here today to talk about all that comes from the factory, although I feel like it is pretty important to note, but I feel like it's kind of a little important because if you assume the position as new owner of that entire setup, I want you to come here to take possession of the keys and the title just a little bit more prepared. All right, now let's get into the juicy details of what makes this truck unique. We're gonna start in the front. So a lot of paint match in black as complement across the truck, starting with the hood bezel and the grille surround. Those have been taken off, sanded down, and painted to match all of the other parts. The fender flares and the fender flare extensions on the bumper were also painted to match. Gloss blacked out on the 3500 emblems on the bumper and the lower valence paint to match as well. Fog lights sanded smooth, primered, and painted to match. And then the headlights were actually opened, cheese deleted, and painted to match with gloss black accents in here. So black around the projector, black on the side marker, and then cheese delete for the ambers on the side and right here on the headlight, which make it look so much better. That orange is always so out of place. Now, the entire theme of Ghost is kind of this black and white, but we wanted to play on the Vader Chrome. So leaving Vader Chrome here on the bumper, leaving some of the black plastic on the insert of the bumper, the chrome tow hooks so you can get chrome as complement around the GMC emblems, and then of course the Vader Chrome on the inside of the grille and on the inside of the hood scoop. All right, now coming around the side, more paint match to talk about. The fender flares have been painted, and then these Ultimate badges are actually white LEDs now from Fillet Fast headlights, but he did something very unique where he actually pulled the Denali topography lines and embossed them onto the actual fender lights in a black accent to match. So for anybody that doesn't know, the Denali is actually part of the Denali Mountains in Alaska. They say it's like a peak or pinnacle experience, and it's an all new elevation. GMC, I'm doing your branding for you at this point in time. No royalties this go around. Now I'm doing GMC's branding at this point in time, but basically what I'm saying is it is at an entirely new level. Phil had this awesome idea of incorporating that on all of the actual fender lights themselves, and I do believe that he's going to offer these for sale on his website soon. Now, speaking of lighting, all of the other LEDs have been retrofitted to be all white, so there's no amber across this entire truck. Switchback LEDs in the mirrors, and then Fillet Fast headlights with his LED OEM retrofit lights for the cabs. And then gloss blacked out all of the chrome trim around the mirror itself. All of the chrome trim that was up around the entire window moldings have been blacked out. Mid-South LED on the custom created LED switchback door handles with the functionality to lock and unlock the truck. As you can see, when you lock it, the mirrors actually fold in. That's a factory option. And there's a quick look at the amber switchback, but these also light up white with your overall running lights. So there you can see your cab light, and then you've got your sequence right here on the front of the truck as well. All right, now coming around the side, bed steps have been painted, rear fender flares have been painted, as well as extension caps, and the entire back bumper was all paint to match, so there is very minimal black plastic remaining on this build. Factory taillights that were stenciled out and tinted with a dark enough tint to make a difference, but not too dark to impair the functionality of these super bright LED lights. that you guys can see the sequence from the factory on these lights. And then of course we have stenciled out white accents to match. It creates a really super cool look while retaining that OEM fit and finish. And then the entire rear of the truck was completely debadged of everything except the most important letter combination there is. Now up in the back is a brand new B&W fifth wheel hitch. That obviously tows this insane setup that we were going to talk about momentarily. But that brings us to these big old units right here. So this truck's actually rolling around on 38 13.5 tires on a set of 26-inch JTX forged wheels with these awesome bike lug nut covers. And then the truck is cruising around on a 7-inch Cognito lift with Fox 2.0 shocks as well. So basically the same suspension setup from truck to truck, except this one just sits inherently higher. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we really like Cognito products, especially for the GM independent front suspension platform, because it just works so well. We did standard style singles in the front of the dually, and then in the back you get these absolutely insane, super concave rear dually wheels. And truthfully guys, like, video doesn't do justice just to how absolutely massive and colossal the sheer scale of these things are. And the road presence of this truck is unlike anything you'd ever see drive past you on the road. And the coolest part about it all, you could be assuming that position in the cockpit yourself. All right, so before we get into the Keystone 415, let me take you inside of what could be your new truck. All right, boys and girls, stepping on in off the power running board into what could be your 2024 Denali Ultimate HD 3500 dually. Like, say that is a mouthful, but are you willing to recite it with confidence? Because this seat could be where you assume so much of your time if you get drawn as the winner of this setup. All right, guys, so we are in here and this thing has so much to go over, I don't even know where to start. Naturally, I have one of these trucks, but genuinely there are just so many things to mention, so I'm gonna get into my top few favorites. I might miss a few things, but that could just lead to some fun exploring that you get to do as the new owner. First things first, in my personal opinion, I think the seating position in the Denalis or in any of the Duramaxes is absolutely fantastic. You have really good visibility, but you actually don't have to sit too high up in the truck, and one of the cool things that I like about these things is you can go really low with the seats. It leaves you feeling very inside of the truck itself. The truck is spacious, but not overly spacious. And in my opinion, the steering wheel and the position that you can get out of the steering wheel is flawless. All right, so that being said, right here, guys, you have a fully digital gauge cluster that is customizable in all areas. You can actually come over here into settings, change your display layout to different styles and look. So you got your progressive, you have your digital, so you can really customize the interior of the cockpit to whatever suits your fancy. You also have the ability to change the left side of the cluster, the right side of the cluster, and all of the lower gauges. So you can put a whole bunch of different stuff inside of your default cluster depending on whatever it is you want to keep an eye on. I do like how the dually TPMS is set up because obviously you have 6 wheels and tires, so they try to just let you know that one is on the inside and one is on the outside. That line on the left, on the right side, if that makes any sense at all, is your inner wheel, and then of course on the right is your outer wheel. That brings us to the other big screen. This thing's over 12 inches and you have the ability to customize its configuration. You can access all of your camera perspectives right here. So we can go left side, right side, which is obviously extremely helpful, not only for navigating these huge hips, but also whatever it is in your blind spot. Your bed angle to keep an eye on your hitch setup. And then you even have your front wheels, your back wheels, your trailer hitch, above your trailer hitch, in front of this massive front end that would even intimidate Christopher Columbus, your front end, your back end. And the best part about these angles is you can actually leave these cameras on and they never time out or expire when you're driving. Dual climate control, heated seats, cooled seats on both the driver and passenger, factory exhaust brake, lane departure warning, parking sense. You can drop your tailgate from right here. And then of course you have your traction control button, heated steering wheel, cruise control, standard analog shift selector versus any of those electronic ones. This absolutely awesome stop start button, which to me is absolutely freaking masculine. And then you have all of this other space right here as well. You can adjust your trailer brake controller. I feel like it's in a good spot. Some USB, USB-C charging, a whole bunch of different storage, wireless charging right here. You have your 110 plug-in, a removable organizer inside your center console, and best part of all, this absolutely insanely beautiful brown leather interior that when you get inside of this truck, you almost smell like you're in a leather factory. Not only are these seats absolutely gorgeous with their Tritonal stitching, you've got your black, your cream, and then of course your brown. They actually have the topography lines of the Denali Mountains on the leather as well as on the actual placards of each seat as well. Those lines actually match the fender lights on the outside of the truck. And to me, it's all about the little things. Less is more. Now, I think one of the coolest features about the Ultimate is not only do you get this interior, but this interior also unlocks you the ability to have massaging seats. That little button right there is your massage seat control. So you hit that one time, and all of a sudden your experience as the driver or passenger of this truck changes substantially. This button right here, you actually have the ability to choose where you want your adjustment to be and how you want the adjustment to be. You can actually configure the strength of the massage, and you can go to the different types of massaging options that they have. I'm telling you what, it's substantially better than that of the Fords in my personal experience, because I've planted my butt in plenty of those seats, and this one is by far the best. A few other factory options, we have sunroof and sliding rear window. These trucks actually come with a factory suede like faux Alcantara on the headliner, which just looks super nice and feels ultra fancy. And the people in the back also even get some heated seats, but that's not only in this truck, it's also in that truck right there. Pretty much every single one of those options that I went over, other than the massaging seats, are also offered in that truck right there, but this interior is so hard to pass up. Another cool thing is in these trucks, you get a factory camera for the rear view mirror, but it can also serve as a normal rear view mirror depending on your preference. And one thing that I can't show you because it's bright as anything outside right now is all of the different exterior lighting that you can get to turn on that literally bring daytime to night on the outside of this truck, that makes setting up that 415 Keystone behind us substantially easier, especially if you arrive to your destination a little bit later than anticipated. Now, I covered so much in that review. I'm sure I missed a few things, but I can't wait any longer. I want to show you guys around this absolutely insane fifth wheel that comes with this truck. All right, so to begin, for any of you guys that followed Kong, aka DDG38, this Keystone 415 is the same setup as that one. Now, I will be going over all the details, so hang tight and continue watching through the video to get into all of the juicy aspects of it, but I just wanted to let you guys know that this setup is extremely, extremely nice. I gotta say, the guys at PPF Pros absolutely knocked it out of the park with all the paint match and the wrap on this massive unit here behind me. They absolutely crushed it. The Keystone has been wrapped to match the Denali Ultimate 3500 dually. And the best part about it is it's entirely color matched in the same theme. Pearl white on a majority of the exterior with a black wainscot around the bottom of the unit. Every single window has been tinted out, so that way it complements and accentuates the 5% tint on the windows of this unit right here. And then all the other black accents around this fifth wheel make this entire setup so succinct. I love the fact that the canvases and the canvas hardware is also black. It really is just those little things that tie it all together. So as per usual, guys, the generator is actually stored up here, and we have that running right now so we could power up this unit for this big tour. You have a whole bunch of storage throughout this unit right here. There's a massive amount of storage that goes end to end through this cubby right here. You have access to all of your hydraulic self-leveling through this little access panel right here, and then naturally, generator is actually hidden up here. The cool thing is this unit actually even has cameras on it for security purposes, which is something you don't really see, but is so nice to have. There's not but two, actually three primary entryways onto this unit. First being into the main living quarters, second being into the 15-foot garage, and third is on the party platform on the back. Now, this is actually a tri-axle unit to help stabilize this entire thing as you're cruising down the road, and it actually drives extremely well. The benefit of non-bumper pull campers is the fact that a majority of the unit's weight is actually distributed over the axle of the truck, which makes the whole ride quality and driving experience substantially better. There are speakers on the outside of this pop-up right here, vents on the back door, onboard fuel so you guys can store whatever types of fuel it is that you want for whatever it is that you're putting in the back, as well as an actual fuel pump that we have locked right now. That is through this little hatch right here. It's right onboard fuel. It is so extremely convenient. Your secondary pop out for your living area, and then of course your third pop out for the master bedroom. The really nice thing too is with all your maintenance, it's all accessible and onboard, so that way you don't have to depend on really anything else. If you have leftover clean water, then you can actually use that right here to clean, winterize, or even flush your onboard systems. All right, so we're gonna start the tour today, guys, hopping on up to the party platform. You can see right here, there's a removable set of steps and a railing that actually integrate onto this thing extremely well. So you can step up on here. There's actually 2 extendable legs that come out on the back side underneath to create a very stable experience, and a gate right here, so that way you can keep dogs or little children or whatever it is that you need to contain contained. Now there's actually this cable right here that is for the safety of dropping the gate down, but you can actually take that off from a removable mount, so that way you don't bump your head on it as you step on and off the platform. The really super cool thing here is the fact that you have sliding doors that not only have plexiglass that you can have screen inserts on, but you can actually fully close them to contain your HVAC or your heat in the wintertime. It's one of those things that you never really thought that you would need until you're on site at a campground and you're hanging out in here. Maybe you have food posted up for dinner time and you're swarmed by flies. That is the absolute worst. It's such a nuisance, but it's these little things right here that immediately fix that problem. All right, so now that being said, welcome into the back of Ghost's 15-foot garage. It's got a whole bunch of windows, so the natural daylight in here is fantastic. So you have your side entry door right here, a whole bunch of windows, so the natural light is extremely good. Adjustable bunk beds that are actually controlled by these switches right here, so you can adjust these up and down. These beds can also serve as benches that go into that corner, and then that bed or cot area can come down as well. And there's actually a dedicated air conditioner for this space. You have a whole bunch of storage on your left pantry, your right pantry. You have the ability to plug anything in here that you need to. A TV, washer dryer hookup, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cleats to tie down whatever it is that you need. A dirty storage container right there, and best of all, the dirty bathroom. Walking in and out of here with dirty shoes, so that way you don't have to walk inside with dirty shoes and upset mom or dad. Half bath, you even have a view. How about all that right there? And luckily the windows are tinted out, so you get some nice privacy out of it too. That's important. You have a little sink, a little toilet, and then there's actually a Dish Tailgater Pro that we are storing in here, so that way it doesn't slide all around, but that mounts on the top of the unit to get yourself some better channels. Now, one of the features that I really like about the inside is actually everything has black trim already. So not only does the outside of this entire setup match the truck, but the inside of it does as well. Tinted glass window here that is sealed so you can keep all of your climate control in. And now we are inside of the living quarters of Ghost's toy hauler. So closing this up, I think my favorite seat in the house is always this seat right here. The fact that I can pull this little lever out and recline back in this chair while having my massager fit function on, it's kind of hard to really leave the comforts of the Keystone Raptor. But in all reality, it's not like you have to leave, because once you leave this seat and jump in your leather seat in your Ultimate, you can just turn your massager on there. So if you had a blindfold on, it's almost like you would never even know the difference. I know I say this in every video that I do as a tour, but like, these couches are extremely comfortable. And the fact that they actually just effortlessly recline with the push of your body or torso, I could legitimately sit here all day. And I'm not a small guy by any means, but I have plenty of room to relax and recline and potentially even just take a nap. If anybody watching this video is like me, if I sit down, I'm basically guaranteed to fall asleep, so that means I gotta get up and keep this tour going. Otherwise, this is gonna be a really boring video. So up here, you have a sleeping quarters, and actually that ladder right there is to get up here to access that a little bit easier. This is that entire pop out as we had talked about. So you actually have blinds and shutters that go down on the tinted windows, independent lighting for ambiance here. And then of course you actually have ambiance lighting up around the top of this pop out and around the island and countertop of the unit as well. This is the other pop out right here. So you got stainless steel appliances, stainless steel microwave, and a stainless steel oversized fridge to make sure you never go hungry. There's a whole bunch of storage all throughout this thing, and I think one of the funnest parts is not only winning the truck and the trailer setup is the fact that you get that truck and you can daily drive it or do whatever it is that your heart desires, but you also get to come inside of this thing if you're gonna camp with it or use it however it is that you decide, and outfit the entire interior. So there's a lot of time spent bonding with the platform and trying to figure out, like, where do you want to put plates? How do you want to decorate it? Where do you want to put your utensils? How much do you want to keep on board? Where do you want to store it? All those types of things. You actually have an onboard vacuum right there that goes to a self-contained clean out area, a drying rack that goes over the sink, and you can actually twist this up to access your sink itself. Really cool stainless steel and black designer. Faucet with 2 functions and a backsplash light over the kitchen. Paper towel holder, and genuinely just a whole bunch of space to hang out and do whatever you want, including sitting at your island in your mobile home. It's a glamping experience, to say the least. And last but not least, guys, we're just gonna hop up into the master quarters. So this is the master bath, accessible from this side and this side right here. Toilet, TP, container. You've got little sliding glass doors. That's actually a really nice feature with the black trim. I like that a lot. Island with some decorative trim around the edge, and of course, all black hardware. And then coming into the master quarters, big bed with a pop out. Of course, this is like armoire, so that way you can store whatever it is that you need to. And you even have wireless charging capabilities on either side of the bed. There's dedicated air conditioning for this room right here and a dedicated air conditioner for that space as well. And then of course, guys, everything on these units is basically electronically controlled. So you have a water heater right here where you can adjust whatever temperature you desire. This is the generator just to make sure that it is pumping out the power that's needed and what kind of battery voltage you have. And you can actually control a lot of the stuff from this digital display right here. So interior lights, all on, all off, exterior lights, security lights. You can access your water heater and whether you want it to be electric or gas and electric. You can turn your water pump on and off. And then of course, your battery voltage is 13.7 volts, and it's actually telling you the same thing right here. It tells you the levels of your fresh water, your black 1, your black 2, your gray 1, and your gray 2, as well as let you know how much fuel you have, or in this instance right now, we're gonna have to get this thing filled up that we don't have. Now you can actually also control all of the slides from right here, the 8-track from right here. You turn on and off your generator right here. You can actually even prime it if you need to. You can set it to a schedule if you'd like. Here's where you control your awnings in and out, as well as turn the awning lights on or off. Lights, you can turn bedroom lights on. There are actually night lights that go on right here, which is pretty cool, especially for those with kids. Main living lights, garage lights, and of course the awning lights. And the fact that you can do everything right here is really nice. Although you can do it around the unit itself, it's not like you have to really go looking for anything, especially if you just want to get to it really quickly. And then another cool aspect about this is you can actually have Wi-Fi on board. You can set a password to get into the system. You can enable notifications based on things like your battery voltage, and you can even connect your Bluetooth. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a full and comprehensive tour of DDG40. You can call it the Ultimate, you can call it DDG40, or you can call it Ghost, but what I can say is somebody needs to call it theirs. So for the dual Duramax giveaway, 30 times entries are live for both of the trucks before DDG39 disappears in just a few short days. You guys gotta drop a comment below, let us know, what do you think of the Ultimate with the Keystone 415 on a scale of 1 to 10? And where will this setup call home if you are our next winner? As always, guys, we at Enthuzst are so grateful for your fellowship, your camaraderie, and your support to bring these absolutely insane giveaway opportunities to all of the true enthusiasts that support Enthuzst. Don't forget to check out the website and all the latest new drops. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe and tap that thumbs up button on your way out. Get yourself entered before this insane opportunity vanishes, and we'll see you in the next one.